It's been well said, AI is not taking the jobs, but somebody using AI is taking the jobs. If this happens to you, you might be surprised to find that there are 5,000 qualified people applying for the same remaining jobs that you're applying to. So, what is the solution? Skip the job line and start a business. In this video, I'm going to show you how to start your own business using AI. Here you can see an online business of mine powered by AI. This one that I'm showing you is special, as it will not only run your online business, but it'll help you build the business in the first place. This application is called Paperclip, but it's not just any Paperclip instance. It's loaded with a couple of plugins that I give my mentees. Let's take a look around the app to show you what we have going on here. The first thing that you'll notice is the dashboard when you log into your company. And here you can see that I have an agent that's running right here that's producing some work for me. And I could drill into that if I wanted to, but there's one live agent run at the moment. You also see that we have a place where our agents can communicate with us. And we are the board of directors for this company. And so this is where we get our interaction with the agents. Next, I'm going to take you down and show you the organization chart. As you can see here, we have it set up to where we have a CEO at the top. Then under that CEO delegates the work to the CTO and the CMO. The CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, and the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. Under each one of those, we see agents as well. The CTO has the ability to delegate work to the QA engineer, the staff engineer, and the release engineer. That's just the way I set it up. The CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer, has the ability to delegate work to the graphics creator, the content creator, and the researcher. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you what a couple of these plugins look like that I give my mentees. The first one I'll show you is the Harper CMO plugin. That's what gave us these 3 agents over here. And we can do some interesting things with that. First thing I'll show you is that I'm tracking some YouTube trends. So I have 16 channels that I'm tracking, that I'm keeping track of. These are my competitors. And yours would be different. You would add them in here, or you can delete them right here. And then for each one of those channels that I'm tracking, you can see over here their most recent published videos, and I'm sorting by views per hour. What I'm presenting here, you can't get this in YouTube. We have to get this through APIs. And I can see the views per hour, and I sort on that, and I could see the trend, whether it's increasing or decreasing, and whether I want to pay attention to it. All right, for each one of these, I could click into these videos right here and watch them if I wanted to, but I don't need to because I have AI watching the videos for me. And then if I wanted to, I could click this button right here and I could create a similar video to this topic. Okay, but the AI has been tuned to not copy this video, but to look for things that are not said and to bring those forward so that I can make a creative new video on the topic. All right, another thing that I'll share with you is what I call YouTube Insights. So what you can see here is I've gathered some 10,000 insights over the last few months across 802 videos from these channels that I'm tracking. And then what I do is I correlate those insights. If more than one channel is saying it, I probably want to pay attention to it. Okay, so in this particular insight right here, human-in-the-loop architecture prevents catastrophic autonomous agent failures. This one has 9 sources. Okay, so there are 9 of my tracked channel videos that say something very similar to this. Okay, so I'm using what's called semantic search, and I'm using AI to extract the insights, but then correlate other videos that are saying something similar. Those rise to the top. And those are things that I can pay attention to. The next thing that I'll share with you is what I call the AI Value Creator plugin. And this one has a roadmap that will show you the actual business process that I teach my mentees of how to build an online business. The first thing that you do is you get clarity on who you're serving. We do this through what we call the foundational module right here. Now I've already completed these so you can see that they're lined through, but when you would come into this, yours would not be, and you would go through a process of creating a ticket for each one of these, and then the AI would work with you and question you and elicit out of you so that you can get clarity on your ICP. You can understand their problems. You can build solutions for them. It will build like a list of solutions that would be recommended for this particular ICP and their problems. And then you could start to make offers. Okay, the offers would be you take one of these solutions that are ranked, and then you make an offer to provide that solution to that ICP. And then ultimately you can craft your elevator pitch. You know, I serve X for Y. Once we have this company context, then this is used throughout the rest of the process. It's used whenever we create YouTube videos or content. It always has the company context in mind. All right, now this is the heart of it right here, what I really wanted to show you in this video, which is the process that we use to operate our online business. Once we have clarity and we have a foundation set and company context, then we need a process. Now, there are 4 levers that we pull whenever we are operating our business. 4 things that we can control. We can attract, we can nurture, we can convert, and we can deliver. All right, now if you want to see how these work together, I've provided a map right here to kind of show you in what I call the AI cyber value creator process. And again, we can attract, we can nurture, we can convert, and we can deliver. These are the 4 things that you need to be able to do to operate a successful business. So our goal here is that we want to attract leads every day, and we want to nurture those leads and convert those leads into customers per week. And I distinguish between customers and clients. Customers are low ticket offers. So this will be anything, less than $100. And then we want those coming in every week, and that's through our nurturing process. And then we want to convert a percentage of those clients each month. And this would be by offering and selling high ticket offers. So these would be things over $100. All right. And typically much more than that. And then, of course, we want to deliver. And you need to be able to deliver in such a manner that you have high retention and ultimately testimonials, which lead back into the process. So the idea is that you work this process in a clockwise manner and you make laps around this circuit. The first lap, you just accomplish the first item on each one of these pillars. The second lap, you accomplish the second item on each one of these pillars, and so forth through the third lap. And once you have established your business in the first lap, then you complete and scale your business through the third lap. And at that point, you should have leads coming in every day, customers every week, and clients every month. And then high retention and excellent delivery so that you can retain those clients, but then also have testimonials that lead back into the rest of the process. Now, the good news is that we have AI to help us do this. So, as you can see down here below, I have the lap set up. You remember this purple line right here shows the process and how we're going to make laps around the process. So you can see here in the first lap, we're going to do one of each of the pillars. And what you could do is you can see over here that we have AI running on this first one for us already. And what happens is you click on add a task and it will create a ticket for you. So for example, if we wanted to start the second one here, I would just create this. Okay, I have a new ticket. And then I could go in and look at that. We can also see the previous one here. So for example, I'll go ahead and take you into one of those and show you. The task goes to the CEO, but the CEO delegates and the other agents help complete the plan. All right. And along the way, there will be questions that are asked of you, and you answer those questions in the ticket. And then in this manner, you communicate with your agents, and the AI will help you complete the task. Okay. So now we have established our foundation, and we have built our company context from that foundation. And we began to execute the business by working our way around the process using laps. Now, if you choose to, you can also see this in phases. If you want to work them one phase at a time, you can do that. You can also see a sequence. This is the recommended sequence, and it's just a task list. And again, so we have now the second ticket that's working for us. We can always go into it and we can see down below that the CEO is running, and soon we will have a chat established and we can start interacting with these agents. Now, that's how you establish and operate an online business. In the coming videos, I'll be breaking down each of these 4 pillars of our business. You made it this far, you might want to know who I am. I'm Dr. Alan Harper. I'm a retired Marine officer. I'm a cybersecurity expert with nearly 40 years of experience, and I'm the best-selling author of 7 books in cybersecurity. I'm also a serial entrepreneur with 35 years of business experience and multiple successful 6- and 7-figure exits. Now I help displaced IT professionals skip the job line and start an online business using AI securely. And if that sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more about running an online business and how you can gain access to the tools I showed you here, join my next workshop. See the link in the description. And until then, you have a blessed day.